Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, students. In the last lecture, we have we were discussing about the. So we have discussed the three types of error that doesn't affect on the trial balance. So the first one was the error of commission. Second one is error of reversal, and third one was error of omission. So these are the three errors which we have discussed in the last lecture. So in this lecture, we will discuss the remaining three errors. So the next error will be the error of principle. This is the fourth error. Error of principle. What does error of principle mean? In error of principle, this error occur when a transaction is entered using a correct amount. So we entered a correct amount and enter the recording the amount on the correct side. But the wrong thing is this: we wrongly classify the account. It's mean type of accounts may be wrong. So this is the error of principle. So in the error of principle, the error we normally occurred is, for example, uh, account is correct, account is correct, recording on correct side, recording on correct side as well. It's mean debit should be recorded on debit and credit should be recorded on the credit. Recorded on correct side, recorded on correct side. And the wrong part is this: uh, we wrongly classify the account. Class of account is wrong. Class of account is wrong. What does class of account mean? Class of account mean, as we know that the nature of expense, the nature of expense is debit, and the nature of assets is also debit. So we wrongly classify the account. For example, we have an expense, but wrongly we recorded expense as an asset. So this is the wrong. And for example, we have an asset, so and we wrongly recorded expense, but the correct entry was an asset. So due to the nature of expense and asset is similar, so the nature of expense is debit and the nature of asset is debit, so recording on correct side, so debit will be the debit, so there is no issue at all, and credit should be the credit, so again there is no issue. But the wrong entry will be the class of account we have selected the wrong class of account. So we have wrongly select asset instead of expense and expense instead of asset. So this is called the error of principle, where we wrongly select the class of account. So if there is an error in class of account, so that error related to error of principle. For example, we can say this. This is an example. So quote this example. A vehicle costing 23,500 is posted incorrectly to the motor expense. So as we know that a vehicle is a non-current asset, so the actually it's an asset, but we wrongly recorded asset as an motor expense. So this is the error of principle. The correct was asset, but we wrongly recorded as an expense. Profit will be understated by 23,500. uh, Non-current asset statement will be understated by 23,500. There will be the correction. So what will happen if we record this error? So the original entry was a vehicle costing 23,500 is posted. For example, we can say the we have purchased a vehicle. We have purchased a vehicle of rupees 23,500. Vehicle cost is purchased. Instead of posted, I am just changing the word purchased, and assume we are using the cash. So the amount, correct amount will be the correct amount will be the vehicle debit, by 23,500, and the bank, or you can say cash, whichever you like, is credit by 23,500. So this is the original entry. This is the original entry of recording this vehicle. And the what wrongly we did it? We wrongly debit the motor expense account instead of vehicle. So this is our wrong entry. So we debit the motor expense debit by 23,500, and bank is correctly recorded and correctly credited by 23,500. So what will be the rectifying entry? So as you see that our original entry and in wrong entry, so we correctly recorded bank on the same side. So the original amount bank should be the credit, and in wrong entry we also credit the bank. So there is no error in the recording of bank. So there is no error in the recording of bank. So we will eliminate this one, because in banking recording there is no error. So the correct amount will be the rectifying entry will be the we has to debit the vehicle amount. So we will debit the vehicle amount by 23,500, and we wrongly debit the motor expense. By eliminating this effect, we will credit this one. So motor expense will be the credit. So this credit will uh, nullify the effect of this debit, and the vehicle should be the debit. So the rectifying entry will be the vehicle debit by 23 and motor expense credit by 23,500. It's mean it's mean we have to increase our non-current asset by 23 and decrease our motor expense by 23,500, which will ultimately written here. Profit will be understated by 23,000. Profit will be reduced by extra expense in the statement of profit and loss account. So if we decrease this expense, then automatically our profit will increase. Okay. So this is the error of principle. So the next error related to this, error of original entry. Error of original entry. What does it mean? Error of original entry mean there is a typing mistake in our recording the entry. So the error related to the typing mistake. If a credit sale is 176 was entered in the sale journal 167, then the debit entry of 167 would be recorded in the customer account. So error of original entry mean there is a typing mistake. Typing mistake due to typing mistake. So there is an error related to the amount. Error related to the amount. So the correct amount was 176, but instead of recording 176, we wrongly record a 167. 167. So 167 is the wrong amount, but the correct amount was 176. So original entry is happened due to the typing mistake, and normally this mistake related to the wrong amount. Mistakes related to the wrong amount. For example, for example, this is the fifth error of original entry. So this is the original entry. The original entry is a credit sale for 176 was entered in the sale journal. So this is the original entry. So this is the original entry of credit sale. So the entry of credit sale will be the trade receivable debit, trade receivable debit by 176 and sale credit by 176. This is the original entry. And the wrong entry is this. Instead of writing 176, we wrote 167. This is the wrong. But we recording the correct trade receivable, correct sale, but with the wrong amount. So trade receivable debit correctly, but with wrong amount, that is the 167. And sale is correctly credit, but with the wrong amount 167. So what will be the rectifying entry? How can we rectify our error? How can we correct our error? It's mean the only difference is the amount difference. As you can see this, trade receivable originally debit, in wrong account we debited. It's mean there is no error in the account. So account is correctly debited and properly credit. It's mean trade receivable debit and sale is credit. But here is the difference in amount. Actually, the receivable would be the 176, but in our wrong account we less record trade receivable. How many receivables we recorded in less amount? So the difference is 176 minus 167. The difference will be the 9. It's mean we wrongly recorded trade receivable by less of 9. So here is a so simple phenomena. We will increase our trade receivable by only 9. So in wrong account, we recorded trade receivable less of 9. So in the original entry, we will only increase receivables by 9. So this 9 plus 167 will become the 176. So this is the rectifying entry. Okay. Again, the original sale was 176. We recorded less sale by 9. By $9, we record less sale. So it is simple. We will increase our sale. In the rectifying entry, we will increase our sale. It means we will record our sale more than 9. So this is the actually the original entry or rectifying entry or correct entry of this error. Yes, student, any confusion in this entry, in this correction? This is the error of original entry. Okay, okay. So, okay. Here's error number 4. Here is error number 5. Error of original entry. So the last error is left behind. That is the error of compensation. That is the error number 6, last error. And this is the compensating error. What does it mean? Compensating error. Compensating error. There is or error. Okay, what does it mean compensating error? Compensating error normally occur when two or more errors cancel each other out. Cancel the each other out. Like this one, compensating error cancel each other out if the debit side of an account is totally incorrected and is $100 too much and other total separate account with credit entries incorrectly total by 100 too much, then no error will be revealed by extracting a trial balance because the debit and credit will be the same. So compensating error, you can say the hidden error. So when it occur, when two or more error, when two or more errors cancel each other out, cancel each other out. For example, the example is this. The example of the compensating error is, for example, purchase account. Example is, this is the actually the example. Purchase account under added by $100 and sale returns and sale sale returns account over added by $100. So what error will occur if we record less of purchase by $100 and sale return recorded more of $100? So the original entry will be, what will be the original entry? So the original entry will be this is the last error, that's the error of compensation, error of this is sixth error. So the original entry will be the uh, we can assume, for example, the rectifying entry will be the just a minute. For example, in the correct amount, we recorded purchase by we recorded purchase by, you can say this, 500. So in the original entry, purchase is debit by $500 and we bought goods by paying cash. So the cash credit by 500. So this is the original entry. So what wrong we did it? We recorded purchase less of 100. It's mean in the wrong account. We recorded purchase debit correctly, but the amount is wrongly selected. Instead of writing 500, we just wrote 400. It's mean purchase is under added by 100. It's mean the original purchase was 500 and we recorded purchase 400. So here you can see this, the purchase is under the purchase is under recorded by 100. Okay, so this is the entry, and the second entry is this. So here is the true entry. So you can remember this thing. In compensating error, there will be the two entries. So the first one entry related to purchase account, and the second entry related to the sale return account. So in compensating error, there must be the two entry exist, because as per the definition of compensating error, I wrote when two or more error cancel each other, it means two or more error will happen in the two different transactions, not in the same transaction. The second transaction is related to sale return. As we know that the nature of sale return is debit, so the original entry maybe was sale return sale return debit by you can see this 300, and the uh, cash credit by again that is the 300, but wrongly we over added by us 100. It's mean in sale return we recorded sale return by more than 100. It's mean we wrongly recorded sale return by from 300 to 400. So here we can see this, the sale return is increased by, the sale return is increased by or over added by 100. So this is the wrongly, and the cash is recorded correctly. So cash is 500, just like this. So you can see that there is no error in the cash, and the cash is recorded correctly. The only error will happen in the recording of purchase and sale return. So the cash is recorded correctly. So, what will be the rectifying error of this error? What will be the rectifying and correcting entry of this error? So, as you see, the cash is original cash credited by 500, and in wrongly we correctly recorded cash by 500. So, there is no error in the cash. So, we can cancel the cash. And in the sale return, the cash is correctly recorded. So, there is no error in the cash. So, the error exists in the purchase. It's mean we wrongly recorded purchase less of 100. So here is a simple case. We will record purchase by more of 100. So increase in purchase means debit the purchase. And in sale return, we recorded more of sale return by 100. It's mean we will decrease our sale return by 100. So decrease in sale return means credit the sale return. So sale return is credited by 100. So this is the error of compensation or compensating error. So these are six error which do not create any impact in the trial balance. So I explain all of these six error with the practical examples and along with journal entries with your proper understanding. Okay. Any questions, students? Any question? Have you understand this concept? If you have any question, you can ask. No question? Okay, then this is your homework. This is work example one. This is your homework. Uh, you will solve by yourself. Uh, just these are the four examples. Requirement is identify the type of error. You have to identify the type of error, but you didn't. You must not see the answers first. Okay, try yourself, identify the error, then match your answer with these answers. Okay. So the next concept related to this error is how to prepare ledger account and journal entries to correct error using a suspense account. So here is the concept of suspense account. When we need uh, a suspense account, so what is the purpose of opening or making this suspense account? Number one is uh, the main reason of making suspense account is, for example, this is the trial balance. This is the trial balance. This is debit of trial balance and this is the credit side of trial balance. So for example, we are recording the multiple entry related to debit and multiple entries related to credit, for example, and the total of this, for example, is 900, and in credit side the total will be the 1000. The total will be the 1000. So it's mean 900 never equal to 1000. 900 never equal to 1000 obviously. So it's mean suspense account will occur if our trial balance is not balanced. To balance the trial balance on temporary basis, because we never know about the error. We should know that there may be an error, maybe we miss to write 100 here. Either the error will be the addition of 100, or we can say this, we increase more of 100 here, due to if we not add 100 here, the 900 will be the 900. So there will be the possibility either the 100 should be add here, or in credit side we would add more of 100 amount in the total of the credit side. So we don't know the errors at this time. To balance the trial, we use the suspense account. For this purpose, temporarily, the shortage side, we will open a suspense account. Suspense account. The purpose of suspense account just to balance the trial balance. So now 100, 900 plus 100, here is the 1000. So debit is equal to credit. Debit is equal to credit. So to equal the trial balance, we will open the suspense account. So what is the purpose behind to open a suspense account? It's mean at this time we are unable to detect an error, but maybe at year end, maybe at year end, we have found an error. We have found an error. So if we have found the error, then this suspense account automatically will be removed. This suspense account temporarily will be made just to balance the trial. And after that, when we have recovered, discovered, or identified or found the error, then after removing this error, the suspense account automatically will be removed. So this is the reason of opening a suspense account. So the suspense account is nothing, just to balance the trial. So this is the story of a suspense account. So now read this paragraph for your better understanding. uh, Here, when the trial balance failed to balance, the difference between the total of debit side and total of credit side is placed in temporary account. So as we said you that the suspense account is a temporary account. If the debit column of trial balance is smaller than the credit column, the insert item suspense account in the debit column. So the whatever is a deficiency, if there is a deficiency in debit, we will suspense account open on debit side, and if there is a deficiency in credit, we will open suspense account on the credit side. So this is the temporary account, and the later on, when we have found the error, the suspense will automatically remove. After at year end, we have found an error, and after the rectification error. So these are the rectification we have the made. After the rectification of error, when we have correct the all the errors, so there will no need of suspense account. So when we have found an error and the recording of correct amount, or you can say, and the rectification of error, then suspense account automatically will be removed. Will be removed. So this suspense account will make on a temporary basis. Okay. Uh, you revise this. Then after that, we will continue more. Yes, student. Any problem after the recording? No problem. Okay. So here is some little example. The credit total is 132,132,546 and the debit is 123,456. So here is a deficiency. It's mean credit column is greater but debit is less. So less of 9090. So we will add 9090 on the debit side. Okay. So there is a called suspense account. And if debit side is greater and credit side is less, so we will add 704 on the credit side just to balance the debit and credit side. Okay, so this is the working of suspense account. Okay, the correction of error, we have already discussed about this. The correction of error are corrected in the ledger account using the double entry system. This is we have already done in our last and in the current class. Error are corrected in the ledger account using double entry system. So the double entry system related to rectification of error. Rectification of error. This is what we have discussed in our this lecture. So this is the journal entry. This is the correcting journal entry which will use to rectify the error. ओए आस्था बोलो क्या कर रहे हो बेवकूफो शर्म करो कुछ So these journal entry normally we will use to correction of all error. So these are the journal entries. So these rectification of error. So these correcting entries will be used to correct all the errors. Okay. Okay. The next thing is however, correction of error require any entry to be made first of all in journal ledger. Another one we have discussed this. We already discussed this. Remember that not all error affect the balance of trial balance. So we have discussed the 6 error that doesn't affect the trial balance. When the error are entered in the suspense account, the suspense account balance should be eliminated. Okay. When we have rectified the error, then automatically suspense account will be the eliminated. Okay. So we have already discussed this 2 point. So here is the example of work example 2. Okay. Work example 2. On 31st March 21, we trial balance failed to agree. It's mean failed to agree mean debit not equal to credit. The debit column total was 20,500. Credit column was 21,000. So there is a deficiency in the credit column. The difference was entered in the suspense account. So we entered the difference in suspense account. So like this one, we have the debit and here is the credit. Debit side was 20,500 and credit side was 21,000. And here is we open a suspense account, and here is a deficiency in the debit side. So the deficiency amount will be the 500. So we will add 500 in the debit side so that here is the 21,000 equal to 21,000. So it's mean we know that the total error related to 500 amount. So this is the total errors exist in our all accounting, all ledgers, all journal entries. So there will be the total of 500 error. So the first error related to 100,000 and related to 500, and the net will be the 500 error. So we have found the two errors at the year end. The purchase account was underadded by 100. It's mean purchase account was underadded. It's mean we will add purchase by 100 by 1000. It's mean underadded mean it's mean we recorded less of purchases by 100. So the rectifying entry will be we will add purchase by 100. This is simple one. Goods sold on credit to J for 500 were debited to J Litano's account. These goods had not been included in the sale journal. It's mean we never recorded sale. We never recorded a sale on the correct ledger. So we will record sale. The nature of sale will be the credit. So we will record 500 here. So we will record a 500 here. So the opening debit, the opening balance was 20,500 and the credit total was 21,000. So now after discovering these two errors and after the rectification of this error, now again calculate the total of debit and credit of trial balance. So 20,500 20,500 plus 1,000. So the total will be the 21,500. 21,500. So this is the correct debit balance. And here is the credit side 21,000 plus 500. Here is it 21,500. So this is the correct debit. So this is the correct debit and here is the correct credit. And at last the debit is equal to credit. So this is the rectification of error. After rectification of error, after adjusting the error, so we can see this there is no suspense account. There is no any suspense account. You can see in this uh, timeline in this trial balance. So after the correction of error, the suspense account automatically will be removed. Okay, like this. Here is no suspense account here. Okay. So what is the requirement? I have already discussed and answered your question, but you have to work on it. Okay. Journal entry to correct the error. So you have to just record the double entry. Suspense account showing the correction that we have made. So we have already made a suspense account. Then after correcting the errors, the suspense will be eliminated and we can see the debit is equal to credit. So this is the work example 2. You can solve by yourself easily. Approximately 80% I have already discussed. The remaining 20% will be the your side. Okay. Any confusion? And here is the answer. You can tell your answer by looking this example. Okay. So this is the work example 2. Again, this is your homework. Okay. The requirement is journal entry to correct error. You have to pass journal entry. So this is very compulsory. And open a suspense account like this one. Suspense account in the shape of T. T account. Okay. So the trial balance difference was 500. Purchases increased by 1,000 and sale increased by 500. So 1,000 is equal to 1,000 in the suspense account. When suspense account tally, it means the suspense account automatically will be removed because there is no debit and credit in the suspense account. So the next one is the effect on the financial statement on the correction of error. So this is the very important area as per examiner. So this is the important one. Exam important one. So the examiner normally asks a question: what's the effect on impact on the errors on profit, assets, liability? So here is a case: the error effect on three areas. Number one, with error, it will affect on profit. Error normally affect on the assets and error normally affect on the liabilities on individual basis or combination of three. So in this regard, you have to solve example number 4. The first one I solve for your practice. Office equipment account. So office equipment account is an asset account. So it will affect the only assets. Okay. Sale account. Sale account effect on profit as well as not liability. You can say the capital account. As you know that the asset minus liability is equal to capital. So every error related to income statement, every error related to income statement item. So sale is the income statement item. Wages is the income statement item. Sale return is the income statement item. So the every income statement item will create impact on profit as well as capital. Okay. Can you do this example by yourself? Like this one, office equipment account can create impact on profit. We will say no, it will just create an impact on the assets only. Like this one, can you solve this? Yes, student. Okay. And here is the last example related to example 5. You have to solve all these example. If you will not solve these examples, you will not able to understand or practice your accounting. Okay. So these examples are very much important to solve your past papers. Okay. At the end of this chapter we will solve past papers. Okay. So this is your homework, and last is the benefit and limitation of trial balance. Just for the MCQs purpose, what is the benefit and trial balance? We have already read about this. So the number one benefit is help to spot error, help to identify error in the ledger's account. And the second one is make construction of financial statement easier. It will be very easy for us to make a financial statement with the help of trial balance. Limitation of the trial balances. First one is certain error may still hidden in case where trial is still balanced, and the second one is it take time to construct the trial balance and may not be necessary for a business that manages a limited number of accounts. So there will be no need to make a trial balance, but it's better to make a trial balance just to make a financial statement more quickly and easily. Okay. So here is some trial balances benefit and limitations. Okay. So now in this class, I have already given you a lot of homework in the shape of worked examples. So here is no homework related to self-test question, but in the next class, I will give you to the self-test question as an homework. If you are unable to solve any question, then that question I will solve for yourself. Okay. The next concept related to bank reconciliation, and it's very important as per exam. So this is the new topic, so we will discuss in the new class. Okay. So you have to practice at this point, and if you have a time and you can solve these questions by yourself, it will be very beneficial for you. Any questions, student? Okay, okay, okay. Now end up our class for today. Thank you so much for joining. Take care of yourself. Uh, we'll meet you in the next class. Allah Hafiz.